What's up, guys? We're back. Lion Eye sounded great. We're back with Orlando. And again, technically, this is a sports show. And Orlando Jones was a. Were you an All-American basketball player?
Yeah.
On the high school level?
Yeah.
But then now you went to the University of South Carolina, right?
No.
You
I
did?
I was going to go play ball at Florida State.
Give us your story here.
So my father's a basketball coach.
Right.
So
on what level?
Division I.
Okay.
So my dad coached at Furman. He coached at Florida State. He coached at South Carolina State. He coached at Florida A&M.
Okay, so big stuff.
So yeah, and he played in the Phillies organization. So all my uncles played professional football or professional baseball.
Your father played for the Phillies?
He's in the Philly organization. He got sent up to the show and then got hurt.
No kidding.
Yeah, and then he went into coaching. So
yeah, all right. Because I knew just from playing. Again, when I met Orlando, we were in our mid-20s.
Right.
So we would play some, he didn't realize I had a decent outside shot at the time. But on the lot.
You could play.
We played at Renmar Studios sometimes, which is where we shot the show, right in the heart of Hollywood. And they would set up a basketball hoop. And sometimes we'd play. And I was all right. But then Orlando, sometimes he would take it up from above 60%. You know, All-American in high school.
All right, I'll use both hands.
Right, exactly. So now what happens? So how do you get, take us through, because it's, I know it obviously, but take us through you being a great athlete to figuring out you also can be funny, you can write, to you getting a job on a different world writing.
It's fluke. All right, so I'm playing ball. I'm having a good time. I'm All-American. We won state championship my sophomore year. So, you're being recruited by
What town in South Carolina?
I started off in, we were in Orangeburg, South Carolina, at OW. OW Bruins. And we left there and I went to another school called Malden, which is where KG was.
Right.
But he was a little younger than me at the time. So anyway, long story short, because it changes now. So long story short, I hurt my knee.
Yeah.
And my debate coach, my public speaking teacher, teaches debate. And she says, I had these jackasses in front of class and I can't get them to shut up, but you stand up and they listen. So you should go.
She didn't know what she was getting into.
She didn't know what she was getting into.
The debate coach didn't know what she was about to get into.
She had no idea. She had no idea. It was crazy. So I did that and was doing, debate and all that kind of stuff. And then basically had somebody see me perform. And from Hollywood, it was a producer.
Now, wait, perform, what do you mean? Just like do a debate?
Yeah, I was doing debate basically has these things called individual events. So you do oral interpretation. So I was doing like Dr. Seuss, The Butter Battle Book, or I do...
So it's almost like, it's like doing a monologue.
Yeah, it's like a monologue, but you do all the characters.
Right, okay.
So it's a little more like doing stand-up a little bit. So you're doing all the characters. So I was doing that, and then I won the state, and then I went to nationals, and all of a sudden I went from being recruited as a athlete to being recruited as a drama student.
Wow.
So then I got an offer from Yale Drama to go do that.
Okay.
And I was
you would have joined our buddy Phil Lamar at that point, right?
Exactly.
Phil, another cast member of Mad TV, went to Yale.
But his parents had money.
Yeah, Phil's a different story.
Yeah, my parents were broke.
Yeah.
I came with the Yale bill, and my dad said, "You better get up out this house."
You're coming back. You're coming with coaching money.
Yeah, he was like, "For real? You better come here. I'm gonna smack the black."
So now, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
He has a Greyhound bus ticket.
He's like, "What?"
So you got a drama scholarship.
So but it wasn't a full boat because it was so late in the year, and I was so late in the game as a performer.
Okay.
So we couldn't afford it.
Right.
So the school that offered me a scholarship was this little school called the Charleston.
Yeah.
So I went down there and I did a couple of plays, and Charleston's one of those places. I think actually the Knicks actually go there and do
they
their
used
thing.
to.
They used to go all the time, right?
Absolutely.
I went down. They grow blonde girls down there.
Right. I'm not familiar with what you're talking about.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll get into that if we're allowed to.
They grow all kinds. They grow all kinds, just so you know. Chocolate latte, yellowtail, whatever you need, they got it right down there for you.
Believe me, we had a garden in our apartment of blonde girls.
Hey, man, listen, if a young black man can't do nothing, it's sample a veritable cornucopia of beautiful blonde girls. It was my job. It was Jesus guiding me. So
let's get through this stuff so I can get to that point.
Exactly. So long story short.
So you go to Charleston.
I go to Charleston, and a bunch of people from L.A. and New York go there because it's Charleston and it's beautiful. They see me perform. They say, "You'd be great in L.A." I think there's some dude trying to stick his thing in my poop shooter, and I'm like, what's going on here? And that actually led me to L.A. I got hired from my first job as a writer on A Different World, and I was.
So you go from from performing in Charleston to being hired as a writer that Bill Cosby produced.
Correct.
The spin-off of A Cosby Show. You're writing on A Different World.
Right.
You're a staff writer.
I'm a staff writer, and I'm 18 years old.
Wow.
And I'm in Hollywood, and I got a job, and so then I went and did a bunch.
And we're the same age, basically. So we're talking, my God, 86, 87? Something like that?
89.
Okay, all right.
So all of a sudden,
Oh, that's right. You're a little yeah.
So all of a sudden, I'm doing all that jazz. So and then I do me and Judd Apatow write the pilot for the Ben Stiller show.
That's right. You knew Judd really well. Yeah.
So,
that's the way to go to L.A., man, with that kind of a gig.
So
man.
so I didn't. And Judd was around the same age. He was actually a little older.
He's our age, yeah.
Right. So we were all I was just writing on shows. So I did the pilot of Martin.
Right.
Then I produced and wrote the Sinbad show.
You were on Sinbad for a couple
and then they
rounds.
launched this little network called FX in New York at 26th and 5th. So they gave me a show on there.
I remember that.
So I had a music show called Sound Effects.
Right. And
so
you were very ensconced, if I can, in the music world. You were like not even a quadruple, quintuplet threat. I mean, you were doing acting, comedy, improv stuff, and you were in the music world as well, producing and directing videos.
Yeah, but that came because I was interviewing Nirvana and Melissa, everybody, because we were the hot show, and I did a show that was a consumer guide to music. I didn't do what MTV did. If I didn't like you, I told you to get out.
But you built a name for yourself as a performer in front of the camera.
Exactly. And then after that, I auditioned in a cattle call for Mad TV.
For Mad TV.
And so and then it started and changed, and I became more known. But my first on-camera gig, sort of big time, was in New York doing that show, Sound Effects.
And you had just come back, and so now, and we were both at William Morris at the time, so that's how, and again, you did another good thing. I went out, and I again, was sort of a cattle. I came from the stand-up world of New York. I auditioned in New York. Right, yeah, exactly, live on tape.
Yeah.
And then I got picked out of that to do Mad TV, and I came with David Herman and Deborah and everybody, the New York version of
The Aaron Boys, one of my favorite sketches.
Exactly. So we come out there, and now we're working on Mad TV, and the cool thing about that is, one, it's a network show, obviously, but Quincy Jones is a producer, a legendary guy, and what a guy to talk to.
He was amazing.
I've had 7 of the coolest conversations of my life with Quincy Jones.
Yeah, exactly.
And just so you have that aspect of it, and it was fun. So now you're on a sketch show, and
I knew, because I've been writing behind the scenes, as I was a writer, and so I dealt with all the executives.
You were the only guy hired as a full-time writer and a full-time performer.
Yeah, because I was on the writing staff.
Right. Okay.
So I knew what everybody was saying about everybody. But
I know
you
that's
can't
weird.
say
So
nothing.
you're in the writers' room hearing what they're saying about us as cast.
Oh yeah, they were trashing us.
I know, that's what happens.
Yeah.
It's not a healthy atmosphere, Chris.
No, doesn't sound like it.
So yeah, that was it, and then we everything sort of changed from there.
Right. Now, you, writing-wise, what do you like doing better? Do you like write? I mean, obviously you're a performer, but you get into big-time movies. You did a big-time film. First of all, you're in Office Space.
Yeah.
Which, what a great cameo for that.
Just hanging out with Mike Judge one night.
Yeah, how'd that happen?
Fluke. Same. We were hanging out one night. I had just started, having a feature career, and he told me he had some role in the movie. He wanted me to take a look at it. He thought it was kind of a nothing thing, and I was like, "Oh, I know. I got an idea. I think this would be funny."
You play a traveling salesman.
Yeah, I'm doing my little niece.
Salesman.
Yeah, you're doing right, exactly.
My little niece is a biatch. Do you understand me? She was like 9 years old, and she had like.
So that's what you're doing?
That's what I'm doing. She used to sell Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah.
But she wouldn't look you in the eye when she tried to sell the cookies. So it was like she was willing. She said, "Good evening, sir. Would you like to buy some Girl Scout cookies from Girl Scout of America? Because if you do, I can get a better job and make a better life for my family." But she wouldn't look at you. She was like a mean little 8-year-old.
Right.
And so I thought she would be hilarious, so I did her.
I look at everyone funny. If you haven't seen Office Space, I think you're ridiculous, because everyone's seen that movie, and it's on TBS like every 15 minutes.
Right. Well,
They're replaying that.
Well, I looked out in that regard. I got like a bunch of those for Replacements and Evolution.
You were in the Replacements and
another movie that's on TV every 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That list is always on.
But Mad TV is well represented in Office Space, because the guy who plays Michael Bolton is
David Herman.
Was David Herman, also in the original cast of Mad TV, and got involved in the Mike Judge role. And again, another unbelievably talented guy.
Brilliant, dude.
David and Orlando are both in my book, as because David was another guy. who helped save my life. But we're in a sketch together called Good Cop, Bad Cop, where Orlando's the criminal, and me and Dave are the cops. Don't get on me for that. I didn't write it.
Shocking on that one,
yeah,
right?
but
Tough casting.
Patton Oswalt, right? Patton Oswalt was a writer on Mad TV. Yeah, you think back, and he wrote that, and we just had a bunch of fun when I wasn't screwing up, laughing on that show.
We had a good time, man.
But Schindler's Lost, which we talked about before, is worth telling because, again, Oscar Schindler in the sketch gets lost, and he can't find his way to his office, and his wife is in the passenger seat, and she's yelling at him like, "You took a wrong turn." And me and David Herman we're two Nazi guards who he stops to ask for directions, and we're like, "You need directions where?" And it was just the craziest sketch you could imagine.
It was insane.
So Quincy, again, do you remember when Quincy Jones told us the sketch couldn't air? Quincy shows up to Mad TV Studios with, again, a 23-year-old hot chick. That like
Ukrainian blonde chick.
Always Ukrainian, Eastern European.
Yeah.
And they always looked at the floor. They weren't allowed to make eye contact with you. I don't think, like for real old school stuff. And he starts saying, he's talking about Steven Spielberg. He goes, "Yeah, he won't let us there. I mean, I'm doing him a favor. He's my boy and everything. But I told him, I said, it ain't about World War II. It's about a bitch telling you how to get somewhere. It's about a bitch who's giving you, it's about when a bitch is in the passenger seat telling you how to get somewhere. That's what it's about. A backseat driver. It ain't about the Holocaust. Come on, man." Imagine like this conversation and Spielberg please, and so Quincy goes, "All right, man, he's my boy. I'm not gonna do it. So we can't air it." He goes, "But how you doing?"
That was the conversation. It was the craziest thing.
$200,000.
But you've still got it. You've still got it
I
somewhere.
think I got it somewhere.
Well, you gotta send that in.
I'll send it to you. But
You gotta send, then you gotta air it.
Well, man, Mad TV had a great budget in the beginning because
we had money.
We would shoot sketches that were just regular sketches that guys like Patton would write and Orlando would write, and they let the cast write a lot too. And a lot of it was pretty organic and fun, but the stuff that was like Mad Magazine were the commercial and movie parodies, and we shot them on location. And they were big budgeted things like that. Schindler's Lost was somewhere out in like Calabasas in the desert.
We did that. We did a bunch of them.
Yeah, we did Casino Man, which is the movie Encino Man and Casino put together.
Remember that?
Do we have a clip from that?
We did.
Here's a clip
the
from
mailbox.
You ready? Casino Man.
Casino Man.
This is you as a teacher and me as Joe Pesci.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And Nicky, you have the worst grade in the entire class. This is no laughing matter, Mr. Santoro.
Oh, it's not, huh? It's not. Okay. Well, I think you made a mistake there, Teach. Let me see your pen. There you go, freaking jerk.
What do you think you are doing? Give me my pen.
Oh, you want your pen? You want your pen, huh? Teach,
Yes.
want your pen back. I'll give you your pen. Here's your pen. Here's your freaking pen.
And I'm stabbing. I love that we actually think we got the rights to Give Me Shelter by the Stones. And I'm stabbing you with we had because Quincy was so beloved, everyone wanted to do Quincy a favor.
Yeah.
So Quincy Jones calls you, it's a different story. So we would get rights to music, and we got, hey, Heavy D, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Heavy D wrote
the
theme song to Mad TV. And I was proud. That was mentioned when he died. I read and again, a guy my age, he was our age, he was 44.
Yeah, he was a good friend. It
when
broke
he
my
died. Heart. Yeah, and he in a couple of the obituaries it mentioned that he wrote the theme song to Mad TV. And that's how Quincy helped us. But we would do stuff like that. So it's Encino Man and Casino together for Casino Man. Real Mad magazines. Gump Fiction. Forrest Gump and Pulp Fiction put together. I had a small role in that, but he does the Samuel Jackson part as Bubba from Forrest Gump, which is hilarious. Like you and David played Forrest Gump. You make that whole thing.
Shrimp.
Yeah, right.
Shrimp Royale.
But let's talk a little bit. Can we talk? We talked about the blonde thing, and real quick, I don't want to embarrass you because he's very humble about this. But the broads, I never saw anything like it. Can we talk about who you were dating most of the time when we were at the love? Okay. There's an actress named Brittany Daniel. Do you know who she is?
Yeah.
Okay, Brittany Daniel. She was in
Sweet Valley High.
Sweet Valley High, which is how they met. I was in rehab. I'm in rehab. I'm in rehab on the East Coast. Orlando meets at a Fox event. One of the hot blondes from Sweet Valley High, really a doll, and she's in the movie Joe Dirt with David Spade. She's in a bunch of things, and oh my God, she was 19 years old. She looked like a young Christy Brinkley. And Orlando and her, when I move in with Orlando, they're dating, but they're dating pretty heavy, and she's almost like living there. So now I'm 27 years old. I just got out of rehab. I'm in the loft, okay? I'm watching like biography on A&E. He's downstairs in bed, like with. She was 19 at the time. She was not. Can we get a picture to show Chris? Because I want to aggravate him. Find Brittany Daniel on the internet. She's 19. Looks like a young Christy Brinkley. He's in bed with her. I'm like trying to and I said, God forbid I hear something because that'll be too frustrating. I'm trying to I got Bill Curtis on A&E going, and I'm like, from behind the prison walls came a very dark, short yet chilling message.
Got the Crocodile Hunter on that.
Killer Cop. Yeah. I'm playing like Metallica records. I don't want to hear anything. But now you dated her for a while. Right?
Yeah, we hung out for a couple.
Now there were other famous girls on the list. I don't know if you want to be. Do you want to be a cad?
Do I want to be a cad?
Because
I don't know.
Orlando's list is something else, man.
It's not good.
It's something else. Good. Well, people involved with the show A Different World who might have been on A Different World. Can we say that? Right?
You could say that.
That were very.
You could say that.
Can we say one of them's an Oscar winner on your list?
Yes.
Can we say
he's going down the list?
No.
It's not Halle Berry.
I'm not. I don't know.
Okay, fine.
He's going down the list. He's like, well, carry the 2, minus 5.
And when we say Oscar winner, I'm not talking about.
No.
I'm not talking about Steve Buscemi.
Jodie Foster,
who is, by the way, super hot. Let's just own that for a second.
But Orlando did very well. That's all I'm going to say.
Girls were very kind to me. I'm serious.
But now explain. So you meet your wife. Now, was your wife in show business? You met her in L.A., but she's not in. Good for you, man.
Not in show business. Incredible, amazing.
Because they're nuts. The show business girls.
Yes.
They are really. I mean,
they're working through
I'm
it.
Saying it like I'm a dream. But
like I am. You know, but still.
Now, do you ever talk to our friend Carol Ciccone, who became a writer? Who Orlando took me to a party, Memorial Day 1995, and at the party I met a girl, became a very dear friend of mine, Carol, a writer from Boston. She's married, moved to Florida and everything. But at that party, I got to say, I got to see just how much people loved you out there, and I was like, I was trying to learn how to be social. I was one of these antisocial New York comedians, and he goes, man, you could be funny and not have to do this. What are you doing? Sort of that angle, which I appreciated.
Man. Everybody takes themselves so seriously.
Right. No, exactly. I mean? Okay.
I remember her.
That's Brittany Daniel.
Oh, yeah.
That's her at about 34, by the way. We're talking her at 19. I'm upstairs going, I'm going to get some. You guys want any cereal from the kitchen?
What else has she been in? I know her from something else, though.
Well, she's in a ton of stuff.
I don't know her
from... a lot.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
She's also in White Chicks with the Wayans brothers.
Yeah.
You ever see White Chicks?
Yeah, I've seen it, but there's this one.
Really
you always think.
Actually, really nice.
Now, you do a bunch of... we got to think. That's who I'm hanging out with, Dale. Now, guys, we get these. You made a bunch of big-time movies. We talked about The Replacements. Now, I just did an episode of Californication with David Duchovny. You did the movie Evolution with. Now, you worked with... who directed that?
Ivan Reitman.
So you're working with Ivan Reitman, Duchovny, just a great life. What kind of a guy is Duchovny? I met him at the Stern Show a couple of times, and then we did Californication together. He speaks very highly of you.
He's a good dude.
He seems like a fun guy to hang out with.
He's funny.
And talk about women.
Yeah, oh, my God.
Yeah,
he was a beast. He was worse than me.
Yeah, really? What was that like?
Yeah, it was good, actually. It was good.
For a chance, you were getting hit with some shrapnel?
I know. I was like, wow, this is kind of nice. I like this.
Right.
But, man, life is good. I can't. I've been blessed. What am I say?
Yeah. Well, so listen, here we go. You're going to be at Gotham Comedy Club in New York City this Thursday through Friday. So tomorrow and Friday and Saturday.
Right.
I'm going to try to come down. I want to check you
out.
out.
I am definitely not going to say where I remember Brittany Daniel from now.
Why?
Now I realize what it is.
Let's say it.
1999, Dawson's Creek.
That's sad. No, she did a bunch of those.
That's just sad. I just popped to that. Wow. That is just really.
By the way,
that is really
Really?
Boston white guy sad.
By the way,
okay.
as a sports fan, you'll appreciate it. At Mad TV, I pitched. This is true. Andre Dawson's Creek. I'm not kidding you. I pitched and I also pitched Joe Torre
They
Spelling.
didn't make Andre Dawson's Creek. That would
They
have
didn't
been
make
fantastic.
Andre Dawson's Creek, and I also pitched Joe Torre Spelling.
Yeah, but that was after you pitched Tori Spelling Bee first.
Tori Spelling Bee.
It was Tori Spelling Bee. Then you went to Joe Tori Spelling.
They
I
said to
remember
us,
that one.
they said to us, you could have Tori Spelling on the show, but you need to pitch something. So I come up with Tori Spelling Bee, and she's in a spelling bee, and the word she has to spell is nepotism. And either you or David came up with this. You had to use it in a sentence. So the sentence she just looks at camera and says, "I like nepotism." Okay, give your plugs. You're at Gotham this weekend.
I'm at Gotham this weekend. Come check me out Thursday, Friday.
Great club. I was just there this
last week.
This last Saturday. Come check them out. And anything else coming up you want to?
You look, Enemies Closer. My next movie's coming out. You'll check that out.
Enemies Closer.
Enemies
Twitter.
Closer's coming out. I'm on Twitter. The Orlando Jones.
The Orlando Jones. All right, listen, man. I got to get your number here to make sure we have the right numbers.
Yeah, for
We're
sure,
gonna
man.
hang out either this weekend or something. Orlando, man, I love you, man. Honestly,
Back at you, man,
thank
for
you to
real.
DirecTV because it took this to get me to see him again. First time in 17 years.
It's
you,
crazy.
You saved my life, bro.
It's crazy. I love you, dude. It is what it is.
Thanks,
You
man.
family for me.
All right. Be well. Orlando Jones will be back with the Artie Lange Show.